Today, let's review the Fender Player series made in Mexico. 3-burst Fender Stratocaster with Floyd Rose. Let's take a look. All right, around September 2022, these are going for just shy of $1,000 at, sort of Sweetwater Guitar Center in Australia. They're around $1,350. So that's kind of the price point. I would say it's a medium price point. It's not a cheap guitar by any means. But as most of you know, guitars can certainly get a hell of a lot more expensive than that. So, let's look at value for money, look at some tones. First, let's quickly go over a brief look at the specs. Okay, as I said, a 3-tone sunburst on an alder body. It is not a heavy guitar. My 90s Strat, US Standard Strat is heavier than this. So weight to me is not an issue. HSS configuration, these are sort of these Alnico Player pickups. Those who are really tone conscious might want to swap those out. But again, pickups are so subjective, but it depends on the amp you're using and all those sorts of things. And we've got medium jumbo frets. I like that. I prefer sort of the bigger style frets. Again, it's all really down to personal preference. But the neck is one of Fender's modern C necks. If you have played any Fender sort of in recent years that's coming out of the factory, it's probably a modern C. There's a lot of them coming in like that. And it's just a really comfortable neck. I know that mightn't sound too helpful to you. What does comfortable mean? It's certainly not vintage. It's not a V-shaped big baseball bat at all. And of course, it's not an Ibanez thin wizard neck either. It's really, really comfortable, modern C. I don't have big hands. So yeah, this fits, beautifully. It's a satin neck. Again, I prefer that. I don't like the high gloss finishes. Again, all this kind of stuff is really, really subjective. So medium jumbo frets, Pal Ferro fingerboard, satin maple neck. And the radius is 12-inch. So that's interesting. It's not a compound, it's a fixed 12-inch. So again, not a vintage feel at all. Doesn't have that really thick neck and it doesn't have that really rounded neck radius either. 12-inch to me is, again, it's a really comfortable feel. It's not super fast that you get sort of 14-inch and above. But it's not a 7.5, 9.5 more vintagey feeling. So again, sort of that modern C neck, that to me is where Fender have kind of got it right. It's a perfect blend, and I think a great guitar as you're going from maybe a beginner guitar into something more intermediate. All right, let's go through some of the sounds. Going to go through maybe some clean sounds, some more bluesy sounds, more rocky sounds when we get to that humbucker. And let's see what we can get out of this thing. All right, first thing I'm going to try is actually something kind of funky. We're going to do middle pickup now. Got a clean-ish profile on the Kemper. I've got a wah pedal figure out. Let's start with something a little bit different. See how we go. Right, now let's have a look at something a little more that you get out of sort of a more pointy-ended guitar. We're going to go on the humbucker for sure. Might move up to neck pickup as well, but we're going to go for a really overdriven sound, lots of delay, lots of reverb. Again, hey, why not? We've got the Floyd style. Let's see what this jack of all trades does. Let's have a look. Right, let's try a Matchless. Again, the whole point is to see how this thing sounds and feels. I suppose you can't see how it feels, but you can hear the pickups. And I can give you commentary on how it feels. Going to go Matchless sound here. Yeah, that's nice. Try a middle pickup, see what that sounds like on that sound. What about position 2, kind of that ducky sound? And the humbucker. Yeah, really, really nice sound. All right, let's try something a little bit more on the Marshall side. Okay, we've got a Marshall 72 on this, trying the humbucker. Nice sound, let's go neck pickup. Nice sound. All right, let's try T-Rec. I got a bit of delay on this one. Let's try same sort of idea, neck pickup. Sound there. All right, let's try something even heavier. All right, this is a Marshall Plexi, but it's got a Mesa cab. It kind of just really fills things out. I've scooped the mids a little bit. What I'm trying to do is get the sound of something a little bit more, I don't know, metal. I'm not a metal player at all. But anyway, let's see what the guitar can do. Or something like that. All right, let's finish off with just something Fendery. This is a deluxe reverb, but it's got a lot of distortion on it. It's probably sort of cranked to this Kemper profile.
Okay, overall, as I said, medium price point, and really not an expensive guitar, $1,000 US. It's not dirt cheap, not your first guitar, maybe for your son or your daughter. But if they're moving up to a second guitar, definitely look at this one. If you're after something with versatility, I would definitely check this out. It has an amazing feel. I like the Power Ferro fingerboard. I like the medium jumbo frets. Pickups to me sound great. If you're a bit of a time freak, you would no doubt want to change them, but that's probably a cheaper way to do it. The body's sort of light. The Floyd is good. It's not top of the line, but it's great. Stays in tune well. Any downsides? Well, I don't know. Quality. I don't know coming out of the Mexican factory what to expect, but the volume knob on this, the wiring fell loose. So I don't have a solder kit or anything, so I had to take that down to my guitar guy and get that fixed. So that's sort of a hassle and a cost. That happened within sort of 12 months, so that's a bit of a pain. The only other thing is around the 8th fret, just where the skunk stripe's been put in there, there's a tiny little, blemish on the fingerboard. Barely notice it, and that came sort of, with the guitar. So arguably a little bit of criticism there. The fret edges to me seemed great. They seem nice and level. They're not sharp at all. The tuners, it doesn't really matter to me because it's locking here anyway. So yeah, beyond that, I would recommend the Player series. I think they look and feel great. And it's great value for money. Hope this helped. Good luck. I'll see you next time.